Hi everyone, if you're watching this video, you're either a Scrintal user or you're probably interested in Scrintal. Both of the case I'm super happy about. And so this is Ece. I'm one of the co-founders and CEO of Scrintal. And in this video, I just wanted to do a full onboarding. So I will be recording the whole process. This will be one take. I hope it will go fine. But here I will be going over like the general things about what to do when you get started to Scrintal, creating cards, creating links, the sidebars, left and right sidebar, and simply like everything about Scrintal. So let's get started. So this is where you land in Scrintal. This is the desk. And when you start, you usually start from an empty desk. But like if you're a new user or even if you're an existing user, you can simply go to settings. And if you don't want to start from the start, you can select one of the templates that we have. And if you do add board, we will be adding that template to your desk. So it will simply give you a kickstart. But let's assume that we don't select a template. So let's start, let's create a card together. So you can either like double click anywhere on the desk to create a card. And let's write new card as a title. And you firstly write the title and then you go into the card. And if I want to like close a card, I can either use X or simply when my cursor is in the card, I can press escape. So then I will be closing the card. Or if I don't want to do this like double click on the desk thing, I can just press this plus and then I can select the card option. And here you can see that there are different elements. I can select the card, onboard, daily card, text. But let's select the card and then let's like decide on the location on the desk that I want to put the card. Let's select this one. And again, like I simply write the title. I'm choosing boring titles today. Yeah. So here, you also see the shortcuts of these cards, of these elements, sorry. So if I press C, my cursor will turn into like this card preview. And I can simply, again, just like click once anywhere on the desk if I want to create a new card. Okay, so now let's link these cards with one another because that's like the whole idea behind Scrintal, that you create these small cards and those cards should be linked to each other. It has we built this on a Zettelkasten philosophy actually. So linking right now is done by two ways. So we can either visually link cards. For example, like I just click once on a card, it's highlighted. Then I do like this to visually link it. Let's move closer a little bit. So you can see that like this arrow is drawn automatically between the cards. And here you can also see like this number 1. Like what does it mean? It shows that this card has one link basically. But we have a different philosophy in Scrintal. Like in other visual tools, when you visually link something, that link is purely visual and it doesn't become a property of the card, so to say. And if you move the card to a different board, that link will not come with that card, right? But with us, it is different. Like even if you do a visual link, we actually turn it into a bi-directional link. And you can see that link in the end of the cards. Why this is important is that like these links are not just visual, and you will see that like you can utilize one card across different boards. So all the links, even if you don't see them on that specific board right now, is actually carried with that card. That's actually very interesting. Okay, so but that was like one way to visually link, and the other way is like you can simply put your cursor in the card and then press plus. And when you start typing, your archive will open and it will show you all the keywords in your archive with that card, basically. So let's do like a new card 3. So this time I'm creating both a new card and a linked card because I choose a card in my archive that doesn't exist. And if I want to also like change how this link looks on my card, I can do so. Like yeah, now I changed that card's link to hello, but this card title is still there. So let's this time, yeah, like try to choose a card that already exists in my archive. So I wrote I wrote OKR basically, and you can see that like there is a card and also like multiple cards in my archive that has those letters. So I can take a sneak peek into the cards in my archive before I select one of them. And I'm just gonna select this one, let's say. And again, like the nice thing is that like I selected to link with this card, and then if I click on this, that card will open. So I can open like multiple cards in my archive, which is like pretty nice. And I can simply move the cards like this. And I like, if I don't want like this untitled card on my board, I can simply utilize like this, like action bar and delete this card completely. Okay, so we covered like creating cards and like creating linked cards. Let's cover together like selecting multiple cards on desk. So how do we select these things? So I can either like select the area like this, and I select the multiple cards or all of them, or I can simply do Command A. Just like in the text editors, when I do Command A, it selects all the elements on my desk actually, which is like pretty, like I use it quite a lot. It's pretty simple. And let's add like new elements, like let's add a daily card maybe. Yeah, a daily card, basically, like it's a normal card, but the only difference is that the title is the date of that day. So if you're taking daily notes, maybe it's a good idea to create a daily card. And then you can create text. Let's write hello. And I can change the color of this text. I can do like whatever I want. I can make it large, small, and you can also like change the alignment of these texts. So texts are good like if you want to draw the attention to a couple of cards. And also like interestingly, like cards are elements that are stored in my archive, which we will go through those. Like cards are permanent elements that we store, and they are searchable in the archive, but text is not. So it is like good if you have very fleeting ideas, or you just want to like write a headline. It's good to use text basically because they're they're temporary elements. And then you can create columns. We call them like columns. Let's write like new column, maybe. And then let's put these cards in this column. And what I use the columns for is that like if I'm doing anything like Kanban style, like if I'm preparing like a to-do, in progress, done columns for myself, I like to create columns. And let's put like done, and maybe let's do to do here. So you can simply like carry the cards across columns. But I'm going to show you like something interesting. And that is like, if you remember, like these cards were linked with each other, right? But then I put them in the column. And then if I put these cards back on my desk, you will see that the links come back. The visual look of those links come back. Because again, this is like the whole idea behind Scrintal is that links are inherent properties of cards. So putting them in a column is just giving them a new visuality. But if I take them back, I will keep on seeing the links again. Okay, so we covered like daily card text, columns, and interestingly, you can put also web links like that. You can just like, let's press L. And then I can simply, add a web link here. Yeah, let's change this color. So web links are good, like if you want to basically, like if you're taking reading notes and that reading is a website, let's say, or it has a link. So it is good to like put the link there so that you know that the source is this one. And I will show you later on that you can also search for the web links. So your archive like treats web links as a separate searchable thing, which is like quite nice. And then finally, you can put boards on your desk, like which I'm gonna go when I'm telling more like about the boards topic. Okay, I'm just like looking at my notes. Yeah, but like before we go further, let's finish the cards a little bit. So in cards, you can basically press slash and you can see all these commands that you can do. So you can easily like insert like a time, or you can upload any image, PDF, and any file. And interestingly, it's not just an upload, it's an embed. So you can keep on reading the PDF, which is like pretty nice actually. I had like an image in my keyboard. I'm just gonna paste that image. So rather than like uploading the image, you can simply paste them as well. And then if you want, with images and also PDFs, you can extract them so that you can resize them. And this extraction is something like pinning. So I can go around and that image will be there, which is like quite useful, especially if you're reading PDFs and you're taking notes at the same time. Yeah, and then let's look at the tags. So after the cards, one of the most important things for us is tags. Because in Scrintal, you start from a visual desk and you don't have any folders, but you have tags. So the tags are a way to actually organize the cards. So, and you create a tag by pressing hashtag, and then again drop down opens, and it shows you all the tags that is in your archive. So it gives you a suggestion basically. But let's create the new tag. Yeah, now I like created a tag that's called new tag. And if I want to like tag multiple cards with the same tag, I can simply select the cards and then press tag. And then let's do new tag. And I apply it. Yeah. And like searching for tags is also super easy. If you click on this tag, your like left sidebar will open and it will show you all the cards with that tag. And here, like this little dot tells me that that card exists on board. Like, sorry, exists on my desk. It is already on my desk. And if I click on this little dot, my focus will be on that specific card. And if that card is not on the like desk at that time, so for example, let's remove this from my desk. And what does it mean to remove? Remove in Scrintal is not deleting. It's simply like, I don't want to see this card on my desk right now, so send it back to archive. And I remove either by like selecting the cards and then pressing delete or backspace, or I can remove by using my action bar. Yeah, now it's removed. Okay, so we tagged the cards, like we created them, we created different elements, and maybe like finally we can just focus on how the cards look. And you can change the look of the cards, and I'm gonna like also close this left sidebar so that we can focus on our cards a bit more. We can change the color of the cards, and you can change the color like from here. Let's make them pink, and then we can toggle the layout. So we can put the title in the middle, or we can fold cards, or we can have this like default look. Like different looks I think are useful for different things. Like I like to put the titles in the middle, especially when I'm in a workshop, for example, when I just want to make people focus on the title. But if the card is a more like subsection of something else, then I like to fold them. So that like it gives me a visual hierarchy as well. Okay, so I'm taking a look at my notes, but I think now it's time to check our archive. And like for us to check the archive, let's look at the left sidebar first. In the left sidebar, you can see that there is like a My Desk where I started, and there's a shortcut to go to your desk as well. And under the browse sections, like you have My Cards, My Boards, Tags, and Weblinks. So let's go to boards. Like in boards, I see all the boards that I have in my archive, and in cards, I see all the cards that I have, and I can simply like sort them in like an ascending way or a descending way, last update, and I can just like search for like sort them by tags. And let's deselect this, and I can take a look at like who created these cards. So if I click on my name, I'm going to be seeing all the cards that I created. And these are all the ones that Diana created. And then you have the filters for tags, for example. And here, like you can simply also select a couple cards. And if you click on the options, you see that you can star these cards. If you star the cards, they will be shown here. And you can share the cards with someone, so it is like much easier to share multiple cards and then tag them or create boards with cards. I think now like we can like focus on the boards, like what are they? But also like here, before I go there, we have a tags view, and if you click on the tags, again you will see all the cards with those tags. Yeah. And then let's go back to home, and we have Weblinks. So here I see all the web links that I either inserted by themselves or web links that live in my cart. So it is super easy to find the web links as a source. And I really like it actually. Okay, let's go back to the desk, and I was talking about boards quite a lot, but what are boards? As I said, desk is where you start your journey in Scrintal, and board is a simple visual representation or visually locking the desk. Let's say that these cards and like these elements matter to you. It is about a specific project, and you simply want to name them and you want to jump right back in it if you want to work on that project again. So what you do, you can simply select those elements and then press create board. So now I created a board, and let's rename this board, new board. Yeah, so now this is a board, and what's good thing about it, I'm going to be seeing it in my boards list, and if I click just one time, I will be landing into that board. So board is like very simply like a visual project, let's put it that way. And the nice thing is that you can put boards inside boards. So I just clicked on a board, yeah, and I created a new board inside a board. Let's do subsection of the new board. And let's go back. Yeah. Here, like when I land into this new board, I will be seeing that there is another board that is nested into it. So how I use the putting boards inside boards is that like if this is a huge project, like let's say this is about you writing your book, and then this subsection is like about chapter 1, for example. But let's look at like maybe more interesting boards. And this is like an example of how you can keep your reading notes. And here you see that I put like some of the text I utilized, like some text elements, and then I utilized some like cards. And let's say that these are your reading notes, and you want to, like after the reading notes, you started writing actually a new chapter. So here you can simply nest the new board, and you can say my article 1. Let's go back here. So this way you will be landing into this reading notes board, and you will also understand that after this reading board you started writing your article, and that article notes is basically here. And with just like with everything, you can also like change the color of the boards. You can duplicate them, which is like pretty useful. You can change their title, and you can like simply open the boards. So I find them like I find the nesting boards into boards really good for especially project management. And if you want to delete a board, let me move here. You can do that. Like if you remove this, just like cards, they will still exist in your archive, but if you want to permanently delete, you can permanently delete them as well. So now I just did it. Okay, but let's maybe like focus on looked at the boards, but let's focus on the search a little bit. So there are a couple of ways to do the search in Scrintal. So one of them is if I'm searching for cards, like here in my home, I obviously see my recents. But if I want to do a search, like all the cards with the OKR, let's say, I can do it here. Or if I want to search both boards and cards, I have the Spotlight search. So I can do OKR, like new, and in the new I have both cards and boards. And if I click on the cards, they will open up basically. But like it's important to note that they will simply open up and they will not be added to this board. They are like opening up for quick edit. It is as if I'm previewing that card. And if I want this card to come to my board as well, I just press this locate button once and then it is on my board. And if I want to take it out, I select it and then press delete and backspace. So now it's gone. And here, like, on the left sidebar, as I said, like we did the search. And if I ever want to like bring some of the cards in my archive to this specific board, I simply drag and drop them. So that's like super easy. If I want to do it with like multiple ones, I can select multiple ones and drag them. Or if I want, I can simply do add. So this is the way to like utilize your archive basically. You can simply add things to your archive. And let's say that I just added this card, right? Let's close this left sidebar. I also have a right sidebar. And let's open my right sidebar. And let's see what the right sidebar is used for. So the right sidebar is a place where I can look at all my links. I can do a search within the board. So for example, if I do OKRs, and it is on this board, right? And if I click on it, I will come on to like my focus will be on that specific board. I can get some info about this board, and I have a couple of like quick actions. But what these links mean, that's like quite nice and important actually. So right now I did not select anything, right? Like nothing is selected. So this right sidebar is showing me all the links of this specific board. But if I select OKRs, now it's showing me the 3 links that the card has and 1 backlink that the card has. So it is a very nice way to navigate your information. So like you're seeing them in a visual way, but if you click once on them, the right sidebar opens and you're simply like seeing all the links. And with these links, interestingly, you can expand them. So I'm seeing this link and I'm seeing like there's another card that this one is linked, and I'm seeing like it's other links that this card is linked, which is like you can go forever like this. And that's like quite nice. And also another nice way is that you can also drop these cards on your board if you want to like bring those links to your board as well. So as you can understand, like we simply wanted to give you a visual universe where navigation never stops. So we just wanted to make it super easy that you come across new cards and new boards all the time. And maybe like a couple final things is that like what you can do with these boards. Let's click on this like share icon. So you can either share it with different people, like if they are Scrintal users, you can share it with them so that you collaboratively edit it in real time. You will be able to follow their cursors, which is very nice for workshops. Or you can publish these boards. So publishing means that you get this URL. You can share that URL with anyone who is not a Scrintal user, and they will be seeing the board in a read-only mode. And you can do like any changes in this board and simply come publish again so that the information in the URL is updated. The link does not change, just like the look of the board changes. So if you want to use Scrintal with a team or a classroom, you can totally do that. yeah, I think that's it. Like if you have any questions, you can both ask it to me personally by emailing like hello@scrintal.com. But if you have more tool related questions, like any tips or anything, you should go to either our learning center here or you should join our community. So in the settings, we have links for our community. We have our roadmap. There is a way for you to give us feedback. And you can also, if you're an existing user, share your Scrintal link with anyone and they can like join and you earn rewards as well. And here, like we also have frequently asked questions. That is more like documentation. So you can read that as well. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to having you in the community.